Things were so much better in the 80s. Here's why. The 1980s were a time of great change. Culturally, the world was shifting away from the rebelliousness of the 1960s and 1970s and embracing a more positive outlook. This was reflected in the music of the time, which was more upbeat and optimistic than what had come before. Disco was on the decline, and new genres like new wave and synthpop were on the rise. MTV. MTV was launched in 1981, and it had a profound effect on the music industry. Suddenly, music videos were everywhere, and they were a key part of the promotion for new artists. DJs became celebrities in their own right, and turntablism became an art form. The 1980s were also a time of great technological change. The personal computer was becoming more and more commonplace, and companies like Apple and Microsoft were changing the way we use technology. Nickelodeon became a cultural phenomenon, and cable TV was becoming more and more popular. In many ways, the 1980s were a golden age for music and culture. Keep reading to learn more about why things were so much better in the 1980s. It's no secret that the 1980s were a golden age for music and culture. From the birth of rap and hip-hop to the rise of MTV, the 1980s were a time when music and culture were truly thriving. But what made the 1980s so special? For one, the 1980s were a time of great technological advancement. This was the decade that saw the introduction of the personal computer, and with it, a whole new world of possibilities for music and culture. With the personal computer came new ways of creating and sharing music, and the 1980s were at the forefront of this new technology. Another reason the 1980s were such a golden age for music and culture was the sheer amount of creativity and innovation that was taking place. This was a decade when artists were pushed to new heights and came up with some truly groundbreaking work. Why the 1980s were great. 1. The music was more upbeat and optimistic. 2. MTV changed the music industry forever. 3. Turntablism became an art form. 4. The personal computer was becoming more commonplace. 5. Nickelodeon was a cultural phenomenon. 6. Cable TV was becoming more popular. How the 1980s compare to today. 1. The music is more cynical and dark. 2. MTV is no longer the dominant force in music. 3. Turntablism is no longer as popular. 4. Personal computers are ubiquitous. 5. Nickelodeon is still going strong. 6. Cable TV is becoming less popular. What we can learn from the 1980s. 1. The 1980s were a time of great change. Culturally, the world was shifting away from the rebelliousness of the 1960s and 1970s and embracing a more positive outlook. 2. The music of the time reflected this change, with more upbeat and optimistic tunes becoming the norm. 3. MTV changed the music industry forever when it launched in 1981, making music videos a key part of promotion for new artists. 4. The 1980s were also a time of great technological change, with the personal computer becoming more and more commonplace. 5. We can learn from the 1980s that change is always happening, and we must be open to new possibilities. Thank you for listening. See you soon at www.the80guy.com.